And good afternoon, everyone. This is Kilo Charlie 9, Victor Kilo Victor. My name is Jim, and this is the Friday afternoon QSO-VLOG network. This is a directed network, and I am net control. If at any time during this net should an emergency arise, please notify net control, and we'll stand by and allow those in need to access this frequency. Is there any priority or emergency traffic at this time? And hearing nothing, we will continue. This net is all about ham radio and being all that you can be. That's what our QSO-VLOG network is all about, trying to help people achieve the best sounding station possible. Thanks for dropping by. FYI, my background is 50 years in commercial broadcasting, where a lot of big bucks are spent on audio processing equipment and getting it set up correctly to get the loudest, fullest sounding station possible. Well, long story short, when I became a ham radio operator, I could hear immediately a large discrepancy in on-air technical proficiency. A lot of stations were running with very poor mic equalization, very muddy, with little articulation. And as I continued to work stations, I realized most of the stations were also running very low average peak modulation, many around 30% of average peak modulation. So with my background, I felt I could help, or at least try. I knew that most modern-day ham transceivers did have enough onboard processing equipment to be able to overcome most all of the problems. So it would just be a matter of developing a generic dynamic range setup procedure and then adjusting the onboard EQ gear. And so I started the QSO-VLOG network with the phrase, if you have a radio you want to check out, give us a shout. And today we're currently featuring over 1,900 QSO-VLOG Aircheck recordings. Our mission statement for the network is to establish a higher technical level of radio transmissions of the human voice by the intelligent utilization of available electronics in current amateur radio transceivers. Our setup, while generic in nature, converts the average 10 dB dynamic range transmitter with an average 30% of peak modulation to a much fuller 3 dB dynamic range with an average 80 to 85% of peak modulation. This substantial boost in audio transmit level is extremely beneficial in high noise levels and heavy QRM. It allows you to punch through when others fail. The second part of our transmitter setup has to do with proper mic equalization. We're looking to optimize the transmitted voice for a higher degree of intelligibility through the use of EQ patterns that bring out the articulation aspects of the human voice. Again, why need to hear the voice if you can't understand the words? Also this afternoon on the receive side, we're running 4 Internet SDR receivers, monitoring New York, Pennsylvania, Georgia, and Virginia, trying to get the best copy from our 100-watt friends. Now, the audio from these 4 SDR receivers comes up on a 6-position rotary selector. Also in this selector is our local receiver audio. And today, our local receiver is running 3 large 10-foot vertical magnetic loop antennas, one aimed at 0 degrees, one aimed at 90 degrees, and number 3 is aimed at 134 degrees. In addition, 2 of the 3 may be rotated separately. They are selected by a 6-position rotary selector. Also today on the transmit side, we'll be running our no SWR specially oriented dipole antenna. One leg of this dipole is broadside to Montreal, Canada. The other leg is broadside to Miami, Florida. As we were constructing our station, our mantra was 20 over from Montreal to Miami with a hotspot through the Carolinas. And although conditions may vary, the general performance of this antenna supports its mission. And today we'll be running our input source indicator, so when we switch from an Internet SDR receiver to our local receiver, you'll be able to hear the switch and see the switch. You'll have to check it out on our YouTube QSO-VLOG video. And as we come together for another Friday afternoon QSO-VLOG network, let us pause just a moment for the amateur radio operator's prayer. Lord, we pray for clear 20 over S9 communications today. Let all our transmissions fill the air and reach their destinations QSA-5 to be understood by all. And as we pray for good radio conditions, let us also pray for good human conditions. During this time of pandemic that has challenged us all, we pray that you will protect everyone, especially our elderly. And also, Lord, we seek your divine intervention to bring peace to a very divided United States as we go through a very conflicting time in America's history, with dark clouds all around, we pray that you will reduce life's daily political QRM between our brothers and sisters, and through your love and guidance, show us the way to find peace and harmony. Help us to communicate with one another 20 over S9. Thank you, Lord, and God bless and protect America. Amen. To continue, this is an area of the band where we have many nets trying to operate in a very confined area. So I would appreciate all stations checking into our QSO-VLOG net to keep their band pass to no wider than 100 to 2900. Again, please, no wider than 100 to 2900. This is the Friday afternoon QSO-VLOG network. And now let's check in and see if Charlie, K1GZL, is on frequency to bring us up to date on the latest 40-meter band propagation. Charlie's QTH is up north in northern New Hampshire, near the Canadian border. Charlie, got a copy?
Yes, Jim, I have a beautiful copy.
Got a copy?
Yes, Jim, I have a beautiful copy. I'm copying you direct from across from Louisville, Kentucky, in southern Indiana there. You're 20 over 9 on peaks and no lower than 10 over. Great copy. I had a very nice QSO with a VK7. I can't read my writing. This is horrible. VK7. Well, anyway, it's on the tape. And he was located northwest of the major city in Tasmania, which is southeast of Australia, and that was at 7 a.m. this morning on November 12th, 2021. So if you copy OK, I will play the fellow down named Rod, R-O-D, in Tasmania, on a little hill in a valley northwest of Hobart in Tasmania, about 10,000 miles from here. Go ahead.
Yes, sir. Charlie, roll tape.
Yes, sir. Charlie, roll tape.
Okay, let's see if we got it right here. Recorded this morning.
Yep. That's all right. It wasn't tuned up properly, Charlie. Probably still a little bit off. Name here is Rod. Radio Ocean Delta. Location near the city of Hobart, the capital of the island. About 35 kilometres northwest of the city via road. Not that far if you throw a rock. Anyway, Charlie, it's, what is it here? about 10 minutes to midnight here. Just got a cup of coffee and come to the radio room and saw you on the band out, thought we'd give you a yell back. Anyway, Charlie, nice signal. I'll give you a report on the next over, but very readable down here in the island. K1GZL, VK7 Radio Golf, Rod near Hobart, over?
Radio Golf, yes.
You, Charlie, I sound nearly as good as you. You're 5 and 9 plus here, mate, so not a problem hearing you. I sound nearly as good as you, Charlie, over?
Okay, I wonder if you could copy Rod, VK7 Radio Golf. I couldn't read my writing here. KC9VKV, could you copy that? K1GZL.
Oh, Roger, Charlie, loud and clear, buddy. It's, good copy on your Australia. Is that Australia?
Good copy on your Australia. Is that Australia?
No, negative. It's about 1,200 miles south and east of Australia, on the island of Tasmania, although it's a big island, Tasmania, and that would be probably 1,200 miles east of Sydney, east of Sydney. Go ahead.
Roger. Well, I've never been to Tasmania, but it certainly sounds like might be an interesting place to visit, Roger.
But it certainly sounds like might be an interesting place to visit, Roger.
Oh, yeah, it would be. I've never been down in the South Pacific, but I would like to go sometime. I'd like to see especially the South Island of New Zealand. It's quite a beautiful place. They have a mountain on that island that looks like Fujiyama in Japan. It's shaped the same. In fact, film companies have actually, when they were filming in Japan, had so many cloudy days in the past that they decided to go down to the South Island of New Zealand and, mark it off or say that it's Mount Fuji in Japan, like in a storyline, but it's not. They had so much cloudiness, they couldn't get too many clear days in Japan at Mount Fujiyama, which is, I believe, 12,000 feet. That's quite a mountain. I did see it in 1953 when I was in the Navy. KC9VKV, K1GZL. The clouds are beginning to thin out here a little bit. Tomorrow evening, I'm expecting some light snow to break out. We could get 1 to 3 inches out of that little episode, then a little bit more about the 3rd. KC9VKV, K1GZ, and an L.
Roger, Charlie. Well, good going there, buddy. Appreciate the recordings as always, and I'm assuming Captain Mike will be along here in the next few weeks.
Captain Mike will be along here in the next few weeks.
Yeah, Captain Mike is going to visit up here. Believe it or not, he's going to visit up here on the 20th. I guess it's the 20th and 21st. Or let's say it's the 21st and 22nd, whatever a week from this coming Sunday is. He and his co-pilot, Jay will also be with him. Jay will be retiring in the month of December, and Captain Mike will continue flying, I guess, for a few more years. Captain Mike has been flying for 34 years. 34 years as a pilot, and he's flown over a good chunk of the world. By the way, here's how you're coming in right now.
The recordings as always, and I'm assuming Captain Mike will be along here in the next few weeks.
Okay, I hope that came through. KC9VKV, K1GZL. It looks like the clouds are breaking up to my west.
Roger, Charlie. Well, you've got, quite a dossier on Captain Mike there in recordings. You've recorded him now for, 2 years now?
For, 2 years now?
Yes, I'd say a little over that, maybe possibly 3. Go ahead.
Roger. Well, if anybody might be interested, they could always go to YouTube and do a call it a search for K1GZL, and that would bring up Buku reports on Captain Mike. Roger?
Buku reports on Captain Mike. Roger?
Yes, that would work. That would work out absolutely solidly. And it's going to be a pleasure to meet him. To meet him there, and I've got to clean the place up a little better than it is now, but for its appearance, hi. Okay, Jim, look on this one, and hopefully we should be on next Friday there, and by that time we will have snow cover on the ground. I don't know by how much, but we ought to have at least some. And it's been hanging around 39 to 42 all day. And right now, in the last 2 hours, it's been 40. A pleasure, and thank you for letting me come aboard. KC9VKV, K1GZL, Clarksville in northern New Hampshire.
Roger, Charlie. Always a pleasure, sir. And we'll see you next Friday. So this is KC9VKV, the Friday afternoon QSO-VLOG. My name is Jim, better known in some circles as Dr. VKV, and we are recording now live till 5, so if you have a radio you want to check out, give us a shout. We'll post this recording up on YouTube in the next couple of days. So when you go to YouTube, just do a call letter search for KC9VKV along with today's date, 11/12/21, and that will take you to our QSO, will take you to this recording. If you just do a call letter search for KC9VKV, it will take you to our QSO-VLOG page, where we now are running about 1,900 QSO-VLOG recordings. And so it's something for everybody to peruse through. And you can say, well, you know, I like his audio, I don't like his audio, I like my audio better. You know, it's always options. So there you go. This is the Friday afternoon QSO-VLOG net. If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
You want to check out, give me a shout.
Whiskey 9, Charlie Echo Golf.
There's a Charlie Echo Golf station. Come back slowly with your call sign, please.
Slowly with your call sign, please.
Yeah, Kilo 9, Charlie Echo Golf.
Roger, Charlie Echo Golf, and what's your name and location?
And what's your name and location?
My name is Chris, located in Campbellport, Wisconsin.
Roger. So are you transmitting from Nineland?
Transmitting from Nineland?
Yes, I am.
All right. Well, I have this map of the USA, and it's marked out in regions, and I'm trying to figure out a way so I can more or less, do it automatically from the call sign. But it's amazing how many people are running call signs that don't necessarily jive with the actual physical location where they are at the time. So, it's going to be a little meshing there. But anyway, I have my blinking light going on the map in Nineland at the moment. So, what is the radio that you're running, Chris?
What is the radio that you're running, Chris?
I'm running an ICOM 7300 with a high ICM microphone, about 500 watts into a resonant vertical antenna.
Roger. Well, I think we could probably maybe get that signal a little fatter if you'd be interested.
Sure, I'll give it a shot.
All right. Starts with your compressor engaged at a 3. It's a token amount, but it does exactly what we need it to do. So compression on and at a 3.
Compression is on at 3 and mic gain's at 37.
Okay, now go to your ALC with the mic gain in hand, and as you speak fairly rapidly, 100, 100, 100, 100, whatever you want to say, but just keep that cadence up so you can see and read that ALC meter well. You want to adjust your mic gain to where your ALC is running mid-scale to 2/3. Mid-scale to 2/3 on your ALC meter by way of mic gain manipulation.
All right, we'll give that a shot once. 1, 2, 3, 100, 100, 100, 100, 100, 100, 100, 100, 100, 100. That's about it, right where I had it on my scale.
Excellent. Now, do you know where your EQ or transmit EQ page is?
Yeah, give me a second there. I'll be right there. Hang on a second. Yeah, I'm on 100, 2900.
Very good. And what is your EQ curve? What's your bass level in your treble?
Bass is at +2, treble is at +4.
Okay, take treble EQ to 5, and let me hear you.
Okay, hang on a second. I'm getting treble up to 5. There you go. There's treble at 5. K9CEG.
Sounded pretty good. Why don't you, if you happen to have a good radio story of about 2 minutes, now would be a good time because I've got a good copy on you.
Well, I don't know. I've been messing around here with some receiving antennas, receiving loops actually. I got a loop on the ground that I've been using on 160 meters. It's about a 200-foot square loop on the ground, and we've been using that on 160, and they seem to work real nice. Cuts the noise way back down, and then I put up about 120 feet of wire. I put up a vertical loop, probably about 55 feet long, and 10 foot tall, and there's cutting the noise out and stuff on 160 meters. It seemed to work well. K9CEG.
Roger. Well, I went around the horn on my SDRs, and then I finally got to my local antenna, which that receiver is good down to 100 cycles. And while you do have, you're running out of EQ room on your treble. You do have a nice bottom end, but you like I say, you've run out of EQ boost on your treble. So I would back off my bass EQ by 1 click. 1 click, minus 1 click on your bass line. Roger, Roger.
All right, I'll take the bass from +2 down to +1, and that's what I did here. Bass went down to +1. This is K9CEG.
Roger, and you're +5 on your treble, is that a Roger?
Yes, I am.
Roger. Well, it sounds very balanced, and you have a nice broad curve there. So I would say we've got it going on. You have your audio dynamic range is 3 dB, so that means your average percent of peak modulation is 80 to 85%. Which means you're very loud, but the audio is not bending or up against the wall sounding. Roger, sounds very natural.
Okay, well, thank you. We'll sit back and listen, and I'll run it this way for a while and get some reports and take it from there. So it's starting to snow around here where I am. Nothing's really sticking, but we're getting had a nice brief time of snow coming through here, but. Oh, it's that time of year, and it'll be here soon enough. So, in any event, we'll just sit back and listen for the rest of the time here, and thanks for letting me in there, and take care, and have a nice Thanksgiving coming up.
Roger, Roger, Cross. Chris, you also, what is your location again, please?
I doubled what?
I'm sorry. What was your location again?
Campbellsport, Wisconsin.
Roger, Roger, sir. Well, you have a good afternoon. Great weekend, and if you get a chance, if you go to YouTube and do a call letter search, KC9VKV, along with today's date, 11/12/21, it will take you to this recording, and you can hear your audio. Roger, Roger?
Yep, Roger, yeah, thank you. Have a good day, and happy Thanksgiving coming up.
Roger, Roger, likewise, sir. This is KC9VKV, the Friday afternoon QSO-VLOG net. If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
Whiskey 9, London Romeo.
That's Whiskey 9 Romeo. What is that?
Whiskey 9, Lima Radio.
Lima Radio. Roger, Roger. And what's the name there?
The name is Bill.
All right, Bill. And where are you located, sir?
I'm located in New Berlin, Wisconsin. We're about 20 miles southwest of Milwaukee.
All righty. So you're in Nine Land also, Roger?
Roger.
All right, Bill. What radio are you running, sir?
A TS-890 Kenwood, which is 1 day old.
TS-890, Roger?
Roger.
All right. Gosh, do you know where things are on that radio?
Well, kind of. I'm getting there.
All righty. Well, let's go through and see what we can get there. I want that compressor on at a 3. Token them out, but it does what we need to do. So compressor on at a 3.
All right, and we got the compressor on, and it says 30. I'm assuming that's 3. It's about, I think that's okay, over.
Roger, so your input level is 1 to 100. Is that a Roger?
Roger.
Okay, so 30 would be the magic number. We're only looking for token amounts from that compressor, about a third of its capabilities, so it would be 30 out of 100. So after we have that, then let's move to our ALC with mic gain in hand, and as you speak fairly rapidly, 100, 100, 100, 100, adjust your ALC by way of mic gain control to where your ALC meter is reading mid-scale to 2/3.
Okay, 100, 100, 100. Okay, we got it 2/3 right there.
Alrighty, and now tell me about 10 to 15 seconds about your antenna system, and let me hear your audio.
All right, let's see, are we working here? Hello.
I think you lost your amp.
There we go. My amp is back. We're running a rotatable dipole at about, 35 feet. And ACOM amplifier doing about 400 watts into the rotatable dipole. Over.
Roger, did that amp just kick off by itself, or does that do that often?
No, I think my foot came off the pedal.
Well, there you go. See, now you have a separate switch for the amp?
I have a foot switch that switches the amplifier. It's got 2 cords on it. It feeds the radio and the amplifier. I haven't made up the cable yet to go from the radio to the amp.
Well, see, now that will be such a joy. I mean, you ever seen that monkey that's kind of, juggling 5 things at once? Well, when you don't have automation, it's kind of like that. I never could really coordinate that kind of thing. I just had to have mine, the amp keyed by the radio, Roger.
Well, it's going to be. That's next on the list here. Haven't got around to it yet. Like I say, the radio's 1 day old, and the connector's sitting on the bench, and so is the cable, and that's our next project.
Yes, sir, I know what it is. There's only so many hours in the day, and, being able to do what you can do when you can do it is about all you can do. So, but you'll really enjoy it when you get that all straightened out and automated, Roger.
Roger that.
Well, all right, Bill. Let me say 73 to you, sir. Thanks for dropping by. Sounding good. What I would advise is that you break out your ALC and just monitor your ALC for the next week or so. I mean, if you got to look at something, you might as well look at your ALC meter. And you want to keep that ALC meter mid-scale to 2/3 by way of voice manipulation. And if you can't quite do it where the level is, then you might bring that level up or down or whatever it needs to do. But you want to control that ALC meter by your voice to run mid-scale to 2/3. Roger?
Roger that.
And so, the more you do that, the more you're looking at that meter and associate the meter movement with what you're saying, you'll develop a relationship with that ALC meter that after a while you won't need to have the ALC meter on. You know exactly what that meter's doing by the way you're saying things, Roger?
Roger that.
Alrighty, Bill. Let me say 73 to you, sir. If you want to hear your audio, if you go to YouTube, do a call it a search for KC9VKV along with today's date, 11/12/21. That will take you to this recording. Roger?
Roger that. We'll check it out. Thank you very much.
Yes, sir. Bill, 73, sir. This is KC9VKV, the Friday afternoon QSO-VLOG net. If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
KC9VKV. KD1GA.
There's a KD1 station out there. KD1 station, come back slowly with your call sign phonetically.
Yeah, hello, thanks. The call is Kilo Delta 1, Gulf Alpha. QTH is Apex, North Carolina, and the name is Vin, Victor India November, QSL.
All right, so your call sign is KD1, Georgia Alpha, and you're in North Carolina. So actually, technically, you would be in Foreland. Is that a Roger?
That's correct. I'm in Foreland, so I'm a stroke 4.
All righty. Well, I've got my light blinking there on Foreland, so I'm at least no. There it is. There I went to 3 land. All right, I'm in the right place now, hopefully, and I'm just checking things here. All right. I have this map of the USA, and got these LEDs sunk in different regions to indicate where the signal is coming from, and I'm trying to be accurate. So I found out that not only, I was thinking I could just rely on the call sign to get the number region, but like in your case, there are exceptions. So I have to kind of figure out where the signal is coming from before I post it up on the map, Roger.
Yeah, Roger, understand. No issues. I've just had the one call for so long. I've been down to this area about 25 years, and just don't really want to change it, if you understand.
Oh, Roger, well, your audio really sounds good. You might use a little more bottom end, but on the other hand, you know, maybe not. If you know where your EQ is, we could try maybe 2 clicks bass boost. What kind of radio are you running, sir?
Yeah, it's an ICOM 7610. The mic is a Heil 781. Running about 1100 watts into a Mercury 3 amp. Sure, yeah, let me, give me 1 sec, I'll click. Okay, there you go. It was at, the base was at -1 on the tone control. I pushed it to +1. QSO?
Yes, sir. Okay, now, if you would, go to Quick, punch Quick up, and we'll go to Drive. Quick is a push button on your right side of your radio.
No, I've got it. Yep, where's Drive?
Is that on the right side or left side?
It's on the right side, right center.
Yes, sir. Okay. And Quick brings up Drive.
Yes, it does. Drive's at 65%.
That's exactly where you want to be. Exactly where you want to be. Now, you know, looking at your ALC, you should be, like I say, at that mid-range to 2/3 operation on the ALC. You might check that, verify that. Since, you know, the thing is, when you make modifications to EQ, usually it doesn't make a difference, but when you get to the lower frequencies, it does start to make a difference on your ALC meter. So we brought that up a couple of clicks, so we want to go back and double check our ALC reading to be mid-scale to 2/3 still.
Yeah, okay, real good. Yeah, it's a little high right now. It's you know, it's at 2/3 of the meter, but if you know that these icons have a little red bar underneath, which is optimal, supposedly optimal ALC. I use the ALC a lot to kind of, you know, to drive the amp of sideband, so I do keep an eye on it a lot. So right now it's at about 2/3 of the full scale.
Yes, sir. Looking good. Now, if you happen to have a radio story about 2 minutes, I'd appreciate it.
Sure, absolutely. Well, I've been working on an inverted L for 160 meters. It's a double bazooka. It's shortened with a coil on it. So I've been working on that. Finally got a pulley up in one of the trees and just got that up and got about 12 to 13 radials under it. Not probably as many as I need, but seems to be doing okay. And just recently got this Mercury 3 amplifier. It's a kit from KM3KM, and I really love it. I had an old Ameritron AL80B, and nice to kind of have something that's solid state and quiet and light and easy to move around. Anyway, I hope that was long enough for you. Go ahead.
Oh, perfect there. You're 12 over on my local antenna, and really sounding just beautiful. So if you want to hear that audio, if you go to YouTube and do a call to search for KC9VKV, along with today's date, 11/12/21, will take you right to this recording. Roger?
Yeah, Roger, very good. Well, you're 20 over, and just, as always, just amazing audio. Sounds better than broadcast quality. So I know there's a bunch of other folks in there that need your help. I'll let you go, and thank you very much for taking the time to tweak me a little bit. That's great. And I'll say 73s to you, young man, and you have a great day. KC9VKV, KD1GA. Bye-bye. Thank you.
Roger, 73, sir. Have a great afternoon and beautiful weekend. This is KC9VKV, the Friday afternoon QSO-VLOG net. If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
Give me a shout.
Kilo Bravo 2, Kilo Delta Yankee. WB9 EZB.
EZB station, come back slowly with your call sign phonetically.
EZB station, come back slowly with your call sign phonetically.
Whiskey Bravo 9, Echo Zulu Bravo.
Echo Zulu Bravo.
Echo Zulu Bravo.
QSL.
Alrighty, and what's your location, sir?
Located in northern Wisconsin, St. Germain, Wisconsin. Handle is Mike.
Roger, Roger. And you're in 9 land at the moment?
Roger, Roger. And you're in 9 land at the moment?
Correct.
Alrighty, let me see. I have... come back and tell me about your antenna system for about 10 seconds, and let me copy the mail and see what we got here.
For about 10 seconds, and let me copy the mail and see what we got here.
We use the trees. Let's see if that gave you enough time. This is, again, W9EZB.
Yes, sir. Got you on my local antenna. What radio are you running, sir?
Running an FTDX 1200.
Alrighty. And what's the best thing you like about your radio?
Oh, it's fantastic radio. I've had it for many years and never had to touch it. I've really got some great audio out of it. I'm not hooked up to my full audio deck right now. I'm just using my MD100 mic, but when I have the Shure system cranked in with the compressor and the limiter and the graphic equalizer, it just sounds fantastic.
Roger, sounds pretty good. Now, if you would, I think we can maybe get you just a tad fatter. It starts with compressor engaged at a 3. Compressor on and at a 3. Roger?
I heard compressor on. I didn't catch the rest.
At a 3. 1, 2, 3. Compressor on at a 3.
All right, stand by 1 sec. All right, processor is on.
At a 3?
I'm not quite sure how to do that.
Do you need to get to your input level control for your compressor? Compressor should, when you go to compressor, you should have your input control level.
Yeah, it's one of the menu items, and there's about 150 of them. I'll see if I can find it real quick. I don't want to hold the net up.
Yeah, Roger. Roger, Roger.
I want to hold up the net. This is a great service. I just happened to hear you talk about this. So just can you tell me very briefly when you're on and you help people tune up their audio? It's a great service. Brief overview of what you do, and then I'll turn it over to somebody else.
All right, let me give you notes then. I'll give you the setup notes, and you can do it when you find things. Obviously, the compressor starts it. Engage the compressor on at a 3. After you do that, move to your ALC with mic gain in hand. And as you speak fairly rapidly, 100, 100, 100, 100, so you can see the ALC meter movement. Adjust your ALC for mid-scale to 2/3 operation by way of mic gain control. So you manipulate your mic gain until your ALC is reading mid-scale to 2/3. Roger?
Roger, I got compressor on 3, ALC mid to 2/3. There's one other parameter you gave me.
That's good. Now I would also, after that, move to my equalization and crank in 2 clicks additional treble boost. 2 clicks treble boost from where you are. Roger?
All right, we'll try to do that and maybe check in with you a little bit later. Are you on almost every afternoon?
No, only on Fridays from 3:30 till 5. Roger?
Fridays 3 to 5. I'll write that down. Thank you so much, WB9UZB.
Yes, sir. And that should help out quite a bit there. And what's the name there?
Handle is Mike. Handle is Mike.
Roger, Mike. Well, some poor soul is 1 KC off of me. I hope, well, they'll just have to deal with it like I have to deal with it as long as they, we've been on the air on this frequency for 40 minutes now, so somebody plops in there 1 KC off. Hello, Mike, 73, sir, and yeah, if you get a chance, join us next Friday after you crank in those numbers, and we'll see what we got, Roger.
Thank you so much. Great service. Thank you. WB9EZB, clear.
Roger, Roger, Mike 73, sir. This is KC9VKV, the Friday afternoon QSO-VLOG net. If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
Delta 2, Uniform Hotel Delta.
Uniform Hotel Delta, come back slowly, phonetically with your call sign.
Slowly, phonetically with your call sign.
Sure, it's Kilo Delta 2, Uniform Hotel Delta, QSL.
Uniform Hotel Delta, is that a Roger?
Hotel Delta, is that a Roger?
Roger, Roger.
Yes, sir, and you're in Two-Land?
Yes, sir, and you're in Two-Land?
Roger that.
All right, I got you blinking there on my map of the USA anyway, the region map. And what's the name there?
Region map. And what's the name there?
His name here is Isaiah. India Sierra Alpha India Alpha Hotel. Isaiah.
Roger, Isaiah. And what radio are you running, sir?
And what radio are you running, sir?
We're running a Yaesu FT950 here.
And what was the name again?
Isaiah, India Sierra Alpha India Alpha Hotel, Isaiah.
That's right. I meant your location, your geographic location.
Geographic location.
We are located here in upstate New York, here about an hour north of Albany.
Alrighty, sir. Well, why don't you give me about 10 seconds or 15 and tell me about your antenna system so I can look at your audio.
Sure, yeah, the antenna here, we're using a 100 in between my house and a tree. It's up about 40 feet. Does that give you enough of a reading?
That's all right. I'm having a switch meltdown. You get to a certain point where you have too many. All my switches are rotary switches, and sometimes I grab the wrong switch. And but anyway, I think I'm back together again now. So let's review. If you might be interested in getting a little bit fatter signal, our technical setup. It calls for the beginning in a compression situation of 3. Engage your compressor on at a 3.
Let me see. I'm not sure how to get to my compressor on this radio. Let me see. Can you explain to me how to get to the compressor?
No, but I can give you some notes on where to go after you find out where it is.
Okay, can I have the notes, please?
Yes, sir. It starts with your compressor engaged at a 3, then move to your ALC with mic gain in hand, and as you speak fairly rapidly, 100, 100, 100, 100, 100, adjust your mic gain control until your ALC is reading mid-scale to 2/3.
Okay, roger that. I've got that down. The compression at 3, and then adjust the mic gain with the ALC with the mic gain. Okay, I've got that down here. Well, thanks for that. And 73.
Yes, sir. And I'm looking at your spectrum on the my spectrum analyzer, and you could use. Do you know how to get to your equalization page?
No, I'm not sure. I'm not sure if this radio has equalization. I don't know about that.
Okay, well, let's see. Let me give you some parameters in case it does. When you find out that equalization page exists, you want to crank in 2 clicks more bass EQ, 2 clicks boost bass EQ from where you are, and I think your treble should work out. Maybe 1 click boost treble. So your modifications to your EQ page would be plus 1 click treble EQ plus 2 clicks bass EQ. Roger?
Roger. Copy. 1 click treble and 2 clicks on the bass. Roger. Yeah, I think we've got it here somewhere. So I'll figure that out. And thanks for telling me all about this.
Roger, Roger, Isaiah 73, sir. Have a great afternoon, beautiful weekend, and join us next Friday, and we'll see how that sounds after you crank in those numbers. This is KC9VKV, the Friday afternoon QSO-VLOG QSO-VLOG network. If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
Network. If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
Whiskey 3, Delta, November, Quebec.
There's a Whiskey 3 station. Come back with your call sign slowly, phonetically.
Whiskey 3 station. Come back with your call sign slowly, phonetically.
Whiskey 3, Delta, November, Quebec. QSL, Jim?
Delta, November, Quebec, Roger. And what's your location?
Delta, November, Quebec, Roger. And what's your location?
Jim, I am in southern New Jersey, not far from Philadelphia.
All right, you're in Three Land, though?
All right, you're in Three Land, though?
Say again, Jim?
You're in Three Land, Roger?
You're in Three Land, Roger?
I'm actually in Two Land, southern New Jersey. I adopted a Silent Keys call, who I adored.
Yes, sir. Well, I've moved my light to Two Land. It's as simple as that. And what's the name there?
Light to Two Land. As simple as that. And what's the name there?
The name is Harry, Hotel Alpha, Romeo, Romeo, Yankee.
Roger, Roger, Harry. And what radio are you running, sir?
Roger, Roger, Harry. And what radio are you running, sir?
I have the beautiful IC 7300.
You have made the right choice, sir, for sure. Pound for pound, buck for buck, that's one of the best radios going. So if you would, why don't you give me about 10 to 15 seconds and tell me about your antenna system?
Why don't you give me about 10 to 15 seconds and tell me about your antenna system?
Certainly. Jim, I have a weird antenna system. I have a 10 through 80 meter end-fed log wire. It goes up into a 40-foot mast, then over into a tree, and then down into another tree. It's kind of cockeyed, but it works.
Yes, sir. I'm copying you on the Arlington, Virginia SDR, and you're, looking to be about a 15 over there. So if you want to review your setup there, see if we can get a little bit louder, it starts again with the compressor engaged data 3. It's a token amount, but it does exactly what we need it to do.
3. It's a token amount, but it does exactly what we need it to do.
Affirmative, Jim. Your compressor is set at 3.
Roger, Roger. Some poor person just feels a necessity for tuning up on an active frequency. Please, it's not nice. It's not polite to tune up on an active frequency. Some people have no coup de grace, or whatever that, coup de ville. All right. Harry, once we get that compressor in there to 3, let's go to the ALC with mic gain in hand. And as you speak fairly rapidly, 100, 100, 100, adjust your mic gain until your ALC is reading mid-scale to 2/3.
Adjust your mic gain until your ALC is reading mid-scale to 2/3.
Roger, Jim. 100, 100, 100, 100, 100, 100.
So you're hitting 2/3?
So you're hitting 2/3?
QSL.
Roger. Now, do you know where your equalization page is?
Roger. Now, do you know where your equalization page is?
That's one I do not know about, Jim.
All right. Why don't you, let's see, tell me what you like best about your radio in about 15 seconds.
Tell me what you like best about your radio in about 15 seconds.
Jim, the IC 7300 is a most forgiving radio, I believe. It's a lot like the Cessna 150 when you do flight training. It's very forgiving. I've made mistakes on it, and it doesn't die on me. Hi. I really love this radio. It does a great job.
Roger. Well, and when you get to your EQ page, why don't you go one-click treble boost and one-click bass boost. One-click treble boost from where you are and one-click bass boost from where you are. Roger?
Boost from where you are and one-click bass boost from where you are. Roger?
Roger, Jim. Thank you.
Roger, Roger. And that, I think, will really increase your range, your tonality, just perfectly. And if you want to hear where you are now, if you go to YouTube and do a call data search for KC9VKV, along with today's date, 11/12/21, it will take you to this recording and give us a couple of days to get it uploaded, Roger.
To this recording and give us a couple of days to get it uploaded, Roger.
Roger, Jim. I'm already a subscriber to your page. I really appreciate what you do for us out here in Radioland.
Yes, sir. If you happen to have a radio story, I would appreciate a couple of minute radio story if you have one.
I would appreciate a couple of minute radio story if you have one.
Oh, absolutely. W3DNQ, Dimes, Nickels, and Quarters, was an adopted uncle. He was a mentor. And he was in the Air National Guard with my father before World War II started. And after my father was killed in the war, he adopted our family. And I saw his ham shack, and I was impressed. Got me into ham radio. And when he was a silent key, I applied for his call, which I have today, in memory of Uncle Frank.
Excellent, Harry. Thank you so very much, sir. And when you get to that EQ cranked in, if you could join us next Friday, and we'll take a listen, Roger.
To that EQ cranked in, if you could join us next Friday, and we'll take a listen, Roger.
I will. Very much appreciated. If I don't have to work, Jim. Hi.
Roger, Roger. 73. Catch you later. This is KC9VKV, the QSO-VLOG net, and if you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
QSO-VLOG net, and if you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
Whiskey 2, Alpha Lima.
Whiskey 2 station, come back slowly, phonetically, with your call sign.
2 station, come back slowly, phonetically, with your call sign.
Okay, Whiskey 2, Alpha Lima. Name's Alan, located in Jackson, New Jersey.
Roger. Alan, and what radio are you running, sir?
Roger. Alan, and what radio are you running, sir?
I'm running one of these rare ICOM 7300s, and I guess the microphone's a little unorthodox. I had this microphone on my Yaesu FT950, and I tweaked the EQ section in the radio in order to get the microphone to drive the radio. It's a low impedance mic for high impedance radio, and using an indoor antenna. I'm located at an one-to-one balance. One setup for 20 meters and 40 meters, and I was able to obtain 60 and 15. So that's what I'm working with, basically, at this particular point. Hopefully, you're hearing me okay, Jim. I don't know what kind of signal I'm putting into you over there with this indoor setup. KC9, VKV, W2AL.
Roger, Roger. Alan, I'm copying the mail on Arlington SDR, and Arlington is one of the few SDRs that has a full frequency range SDR down to 100 cycles. So you have a nice curve, nice bottom end there, really full. You need just a little more at the top end for balance. Since you have such a beautiful bottom end there, you need maybe 2 clicks more EQ, treble EQ, if you could crank that in.
For EQ, treble EQ, if you could crank that in.
Okay. On the treble?
Yes, sir. 2 clicks boost, treble EQ from where you are.
Yes, sir. 2 clicks boost, treble EQ from where you are.
All right. I just went up 2 clicks more on the EQ. Actually, I'm not going to get any more on the treble. The way I had to set this radio up, right now I'm up to a 5 on the treble. I had to run my mic gain at a 75 in order to now, just to remind you, it's a low impedance mic going into a high impedance radio, okay? I had to go to 75 on the mic gain. Compression level, I had to jack up to a 9. It only goes to a 10, okay? And I was running my treble at a 4. I just boosted it up to a 5.
my +5, okay? My base, I was running at a +1, okay? So that's basically the setup. It's a little unorthodox, but I think it's coming out clear on the other end. And according to the, I guess the spectrum analyzer on the radio, it looked like it was fairly balanced when I set it up. Back over to you, Jim.
Yes, it's looking good. Now, you have to be very careful that you want to work that microphone exactly where you were at the last few words just now, because if you get closer, you're going to get bass buildup. If you get further back away, you're going to thin. So work that mic exactly where you were at the last part of the last transmission, Roger?
Exactly where you were at the last part of the last transmission, Roger?
Yeah, okay. All right. Mainly it's, I have it on a 6-inch riser, and I tend to keep it in my hand, like a hand mic most of the time. I'm probably about, maybe about 8 inches off the microphone, and I have one of those little foam windscreens on it. I don't know why I put it on there, but I leave it on there. To me, it's like a spit screen anyway, so. But, yeah, so I guess basically I'm pretty much in the ballpark, except for the little tweak with the treble, right?
Oh, you're perfect now. I wouldn't change a thing. I would get the Gorilla Tape and tape it down. You are perfect now, Roger. And if you want to hear it, if you go to YouTube and do a call letter search for KC9VKV, along with today's date, 11/12/21, will take you to this recording, Roger.
Today's date, 11/12/21, will take you to this recording, Roger.
I appreciate it immensely, Jim, and thank you for being in there and helping everybody out with the audio. It's always nice to hear nice audio on the band. KC9VKV W2AL. Thanks again, Jim.
Roger. Now, before you go, Alan, if you happen to have a radio story for me, I'd appreciate that.
You go, Alan. If you happen to have a radio story for me, I'd appreciate that.
Radio story. Okay, I've been playing around with this stuff since about 12, 13 years old. If you look at my QRZ page, you'll see some antiquated equipment, and I had back in the 60s, like 1964, had a Johnson Viking Valiant, and I ran the station at that time, which was located in Brooklyn, New York, up until 2000, no, not 2000, 1983, okay, 1983. I sort of got out of the hobby for a while, and moved out to New Jersey. I didn't get back into the hobby until 2008, and one of the radios that I didn't have that many radios. I had the Johnson Viking Valiant, and I had a Yaesu FT101B, which I still have. I picked that up brand new from a place called Harrison Radio in New York, and it amazes me that radio is still running at this time. And when I got back into the hobby in 2008, I purchased an FT950. I used that for a couple of years, and this 7300, I always eyed it. It was up at around 1600 when it first came out. And I decided to pull the trigger on it 2 years ago, and I think the radio was like $975 at the time. And I really enjoy it because it seems like you have everything rolled into this radio with a spectrum scope, and you can see exactly what's on the band. I can't use the 950 any longer because I feel like I'm working in the blind without seeing what's on the band at the time. So that's about my story. I'm enjoying it. I moved into this HOA. It's a 55 and over. Actually, 4 years ago, I didn't get the station up for about a year, and I'm sort of keeping everything stealth. Nothing on the outside. I have an antenna farm sitting in the attic, and don't want any of the neighbors to know this is my hobby. Because as soon as somebody winds up with burnt toast, they're going to be knocking on my door. So that's my short story anyway, Jim. You asked for it. KC9VKV W2AL.
Roger, Alan. Well, just exceptional for an attic antenna. just exceptional. You were, like I say, must be 15 over on the Arlington SDR, Roger.
To be 15 over on the Arlington SDR, Roger.
Roger. Okay, I'm going to go check it out, and I'll see what it sounds like anyway. Appreciate it again. So you have yourself a good weekend coming up, Jim, and hopefully we'll catch you in there again. And thanks for all the input on it. KC9VKV, W2AL.
Roger, Alan, and we'll have this updated in the next couple of days. It'll probably be around noontime tomorrow, but we do, say 48 hours just to, in case things really get busy, Roger.
48 hours just to, in case things really get busy, Roger.
Roger, okay. Glad you told me. I'd be searching for it right now.
Roger. Well, you could do a call to search KC9VKV, and that will take you to our QSO-VLOG page, where we're currently running about 1,900 QSO-VLOG recordings. You could peruse through, say, hey, I like that, don't like that, something for everybody there, Roger.
Hey, I like that, don't like that, something for everybody there, Roger.
Okay, Jim, I will check it out. Thanks again.
Roger. 73, sir. Have a great afternoon, a beautiful weekend. This is the Friday afternoon QSO-VLOG net. My name is Jim, and if you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
Jim, and if you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
Kilo Bravo 2, Kilo Delta Yankee.
That's Kilo Bravo 2 Delta Yankee. Roger, what's the name?
That's Kilo Bravo 2 Delta Yankee. Roger, what's the name?
Please correct my call. Kilo Bravo 2, Kilo Delta Yankee. Name is Barney. Bravo Alpha Romeo, November Echo Yankee.
Kilo Delta Yankee, Roger.
Kilo Delta Yankee, Roger.
Roger.
All right, and where are you located there, Barney?
All right, and where are you located there, Barney?
I'm in Grafton, New York, about 20 miles north and east of Albany, New York.
Okay, that's, you are in transmitting in True Land?
Okay, that's, you are in transmitting in True Land?
That is correct.
All right, I'm trying to get my map running here. It's coming along, but it's a lot more effort than what I thought it would be. Anyway, Barney, what radio are you running, sir?
Effort than what I thought it would be. Anyway, Barney, what radio are you running, sir?
I've got a Yaesu FT891.
All right, and why don't you give me about 10 to 15 seconds and tell me about your antenna system?
All right, and why don't you give me about 10 to 15 seconds and tell me about your antenna system?
Okay, my antenna system, I'm running a Hustler ground-mounted vertical, 10, 15, 20, and 40 meters. Well, I had an 80-meter resonator on the top of it. I got that used 20 years ago with my first radio I got, an FT101E. And then also I'll make a comment, the last fellow you were talking to with the antennas in the attic, he was 5'9" over 10. He had a great signal.
Roger. Now, gosh, your signal's pretty fat. Matter of fact, it's probably too fat. You're about at a dB dynamic range. And when you get that fat, words start to blur. They no longer are easy to understand because they're blurring. What we're looking for is about a 3 dB dynamic range, which would mean, we start with the compressor engaged, but only at a 3. So if you'd be interested in getting a little bit better audio, a little more perceivable audio, it would start with your compressor engaged at a 3, Roger?
It would start with your compressor engaged at a 3, Roger?
And that's exactly where it's set right now. This is a relatively inexpensive headset with a microphone built into it that I bought, and I'm guessing it has some issues. You helped me set this radio up a couple years ago with the Yaesu desk mic, the MD100, and I had great audio reports with that, so I'm hoping we can straighten this mess out.
Yes, sir. Now, go to your ALC with mic gain in hand. You're really hot into your ALC, so go to the ALC with mic gain in hand, and as you speak fairly rapidly, 100, 100, 100, 100, adjust your mic gain into your ALC meters reading mid-scale to 2/3.
Adjust your mic gain into your ALC meters reading mid-scale to 2/3.
100, 100, 100, 100, 100, although I can't see the ALC while I'm adjusting the mic gain. I turned it down from a 30 to a 20. How's that sound?
You got a 10? Take it to a 10.
You got a 10? Take it to a 10.
There we are, it's set at 10.
All right, tell me about your antenna system for about 15 seconds.
All right, tell me about your antenna system for about 15 seconds.
Antenna system is well, I have two antennas. For 40 meters, I have it ground mounted for vertical. For 20 through 10, including 12 and 17, I have a Cushcraft R5 up about 20 feet.
Roger, Roger. What was the handle there again, please?
Roger, Roger. What was the handle there again, please?
My name is Barney, Bravo Alpha Romeo, November Echo Yankee.
Roger, Barney. I have this new pin. I never can find a pen that will write as broad as what I need. So I got one of these Sharpies, and it's too broad, and I really got a fine point on it. I thought that would be the answer, but it's too broad. Anyway, Barney, if you let's see, if you know where that EQ page is on your radio, let's go there and see what we got.
If you know where that EQ page is on your radio, let's go there and see what we got.
As far as an EQ page, it's rather confusing. They have what they call TX audio, and it's equalizer, frequency level, and bandwidth. They have settings for processor on and processor off. I don't even know where to begin.
All right, well, the processor is the compressor, and you've got that engaged, Roger?
All right, well, the processor is the compressor, and you've got that engaged, Roger?
Yes, I do.
All right, so, and what we want to do, you might check this, we want to be in 100 to 2900 bandpass. Check your radio for 100 to 2900 bandpass, Roger?
Check your radio for 100 to 2900 bandpass, Roger?
I believe, if I'm reading this properly, the default is 2100, which is where it is right now.
All right, what we're looking for is a bandpass of 100 to 2900. There's no reason to run that radio in anything less but full bandpass, 100 to 2900. Do you know where that adjustment is? And do you have a selection? Most radios, modern radios, have a 3 selection, bandpass, and we want this one to be at 100 to 2900.
Bandpass, and we want this one to be at 100 to 2900.
Yeah, hang on, I'm heading for it.
Roger.
Roger.
Okay, it says single sideband TX BPF 300-2700.
All right, so you should have one higher than that.
All right, so you should have one higher than that.
$200 to 2800.
You're getting close. You got one more? 100 to 2900?
You're getting close. You got one more? 100 to 2900?
There's 100 to 2900 right here.
Yay! All right, you want to stay in that bandpass. Don't run it in anything else but 100 to 2900, Roger?
Don't run it in anything else but 100 to 2900, Roger?
Roger, Roger. That made quite a difference, I'm guessing.
Yes, sir. Now, I want you to be about 4 inches off your mic. I want you to work that mic about 4 inches away and tell me the best thing you like about your radio.
Mic about 4 inches away and tell me the best thing you like about your radio.
The best thing I like about this radio is it's been foolproof for 2 years. It's tiny.
I initially hated any kind of menu-driven radios, but I've made friends with this. I've found it to be easier to navigate as time goes along. And it actually made my handy talkie that I have a lot easier to use because it's a pretty similar menu. Back to you, Jim.
Roger, Barney. Okay, what we want is a little more top end. What kind of EQ does that radio run? Is it a 3-band, 8-band, or what?
What kind of EQ does that radio run? Is it a 3-band, 8-band, or what?
In other words, do you have a bass, mid-range, and treble control, or is it more involved like 8 bands?
A bass, mid-range, and treble control, or is it more involved like 8 bands?
The EQ, wow, the minimum settings. It has EQ frequency, EQ level, EQ bandwidth, I'm guessing. And EQ frequency, EQ level, EQ bandwidth again. And there's different ones, and then there's looks like there's 3 different ones, and then there's 3 different ones with processor on.
Okay, you want to do the ones with processor on. And so I'm assuming that's a 3-band EQ. Does that sound about what you're saying?
I'm assuming that's a 3-band EQ. Does that sound about what you're saying?
I'm going to guess probably yes.
All right, sir. So let's start with the mid-range control. We want that mid-range control to be flat. In other words, you have a cut or boost control. We want that mid-range to be flat. Roger?
Boost control. We want that mid-range to be flat. Roger?
Yeah, hang on. Let's see again. Let me make it to that menu. It looks like I have 3 different options here for 1, 2. Yeah, I have 3 different options. Three whole different programs to go for. I have what have I got? I've got EQ1 frequency, says off 100 or 700. Looks like the default is 200. I've got EQ1 level, which is -20, 0, and -10. Then I have EQ1 bandwidth, 1 through 10, default is 2.
Okay, Barney, you're copying me okay now?
Okay, Barney, you're copying me okay now?
Yeah, you're doing a fine job.
Yes, sir. Okay, let's go to the Treble EQ, and we want to boost that 3 clicks from where it is. Treble EQ boost, 3 clicks, boost from where it is.
Yes, Treble EQ boost, 3 clicks, boost from where it is.
I don't really get the option of treble or bass. It's just not mentioned.
Frequency range, 2.5K, 2.7K, something like that?
2.5K, 2.7K, something like that?
Okay, I guess I have a high, a medium, and a low. We're looking at 100 to 700, 700 to 1500, and 1500 to 3200. Whatever you want to start at.
Yes, so the one 3200, we want to pull that down to 2025. We want to take that 32 and bring it down to 2.5. Roger, roger. And then we want to boost it by 2 clicks boost from where it is.
Boost it by 2 clicks boost from where it is.
Okay, instead of 2, I'm totally confused. 2,500, is that 2.5?
That's close enough, 2.5. Boost that by 3 clicks. 3 clicks boost at that 2.5 control.
By 3 clicks. 3 clicks boost at that 2.5 control.
Okay, I brought it up 3.
Okay, how much do you have left on that control?
Okay, how much do you have left on that control?
I can bring it all the way up to 3,200.
No, not the frequency. Leave the frequency, that whatever that frequency is, leave that frequency the same. I'm talking about boosting it. You went up 3 clicks. Do you have 3 more clicks to boost you could do?
You went up 3 clicks. Do you have 3 more clicks to boost you could do?
Are you talking bandwidth?
No, I'm talking intensity. In other words, you have a control. There's a cut or boost control, and we just went up 3 clicks boost. We want to go 3 more clicks boost on that 2.5 controller or whatever it is in that range.
2.5 controller or whatever it is in that range.
I don't think we're all talking the same language, and I don't really know what their abbreviations stand for. The abbreviations they have for adjusting transmit audio are BWTH, level, and frequency.
All right, it's the level that we want to boost 3 clicks beyond where it is. Level, boost, 3 clicks from where it is.
Level, boost, 3 clicks from where it is.
That's on that 2.5K control area.
That's on that 2.5K control area.
Okay, there's up 3.
Alrighty, and let's go to that that base control, the one on the bottom there, the base. Roll that off 1 click. We're talking about level. Roll that off 1 click. Base roll. Roger?
Roll that off 1 click. Base roll. Roger?
Okay.
And then let me hear what you like about your radio.
And then let me hear what you like about your radio.
I don't know if I made the correct adjustment or not. I'm beginning to lose faith in my menu here, but anyway, hopefully we talked long enough. We got something going on here. I don't know anymore.
Okay, so you're still about 4 inches away from your microphone. Is that a Roger?
Okay, so you're still about 4 inches away from your microphone. Is that a Roger?
That is a Roger.
All right, so you know where your base control is as far as intensity. Roll it. We want minus 2 more clicks. Roll 2 clicks off base again, additional to where you are.
2 clicks off base again, additional to where you are.
All right, what's that do for it? Anything at all?
It's still, it's got a nice bottom end, but I wanted to get that top end up, but, you know, how much level push do you have left on that 2.5K control?
On that 2.5K control.
I'm not exactly sure anymore. I'm going to try something here, and you let me know what you think. Has this changed anything worthwhile mentioning?
Yeah, it sounds like you have a little bit more top end. That's what we've been trying to do, sir.
Yeah, it sounds like you have a little bit more top end. That's what we've been trying to do, sir.
I believe I've been going the wrong way.
Okay, can you keep going the way you were? Keep going where you were.
Okay, can you keep going the way you were? Keep going where you were.
Okay, 1500 seems to be as far as it'll go down.
Okay, not 1500. We want to go the other way. We want to go 2.5K. We don't want to... In other words, what we're talking about is we want to keep the EQ curve, the frequency, at 2.5K, but we want to increase the level of it, boost the level of it, not the frequency, but the level, Roger?
Boost the level of it, not the frequency, but the level, Roger?
Okay, I'm going to bring it back up to 2.5, then I'm going to play with the level. Here we go.
So take that sucker full boost at 2.5K, full board 2.5K. Let me hear it.
At 2.5K, full board 2.5K. Let me hear it.
I don't know if I went the right way or not. How's this sound?
Sounds muddy. Oh gosh. So you know where that 2.5K control is, or that area, and then you have a level boost or cut, and we want to boost that level as far as we can go. And let me hear you.
Boost or cut, and we want to boost that level as far as we can go. And let me hear you.
Okay, I went the other direction. I believe this is as far up as it'll go.
Not the frequency, but the level. Increase the level, the boost.
Frequency, but the level. Increase the level, the boost.
Yeah, it says EQ3 level, and 10's as far up as it'll go.
Yeah, it's not getting the top end that you need there. Well, gosh, not sure exactly what to tell you there. Do you know the control that gives you additional level or cut level? The attenuation, not the frequency range, but the level range. We want to boost the level of that EQ, 2.5K EQ, the level, not the frequency. We want to leave the frequency at 2.5K and just increase the level, the intensity of it.
And just increase the level, the intensity of it.
The oomph behind the drive.
I'm sorry, what was that?
I just made this adjustment to it.
I'm sorry, what was that?
You were trying to go with me earlier. Did this help it out at all?
Not appreciably. What I request you do is go to that 2.5 control, and in where it says level, increase that level as far as you can go, and let me hear it. The 2.5K control, adjust the level, plus whatever you can get out of it, and let me hear you.
Plus whatever you can get out of it, and let me hear you.
Right there is all the way.
Okay, and you can see that's full level boost at 2.5K, Roger?
That's full level boost at 2.5K, Roger?
As far as I can tell, I tell you what we're going to do here. We could spend all night playing this game with this thing. I'm not exactly sure what I'm really doing with this mess. This is a whole set of adjustments I've never been to before. I'm going to, the advanced manual for this is online. I have it as a PDF on my computer screen, and I'm going to do a little studying, and I have next week, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday off, and I will try to get a hold of you again.
Sounds good. Let me give you notes, a note for EQ. When you find out where and how, we want about 3 clicks boost treble EQ. That's 3 clicks boost from where you are on treble EQ, and that's that 2.5K control. And that in the bottom end, you could roll 1 click bass control. One click minus one click bass, and that should put you in good steads on EQ. Roger?
And that should put you in good steads on EQ. Roger?
Roger, Roger. I'll figure that out, give it a try. I'll try a few people on the air, and you'll hear from me again next week.
Roger, Roger, Barney. I mean, you're full from one end to the other. You just, I would like for you to be a little more articulated on the top end. The bottom end is fairly nice, but I want you more articulated on the top end for balance, Roger.
But I want you more articulated on the top end for balance, Roger.
I've got you, and that would probably help my communication somewhat, too. I bought this rig for, I don't contest much. I got to run sweepstakes, and I really wanted it for sweepstakes, so hopefully I get it straightened out by then.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. No doubt. And after you do that, I want you, after you crank in those two EQs, I want you to go back to your AOC and just double check that you're still mid-range to 2/3 on your AOC, and you would adjust that again with your mic control to make sure that you're mid-scale to 2/3. Because anytime you do EQing, you need to go back to the AOC to be sure your level is still correct. Roger?
Go back to the AOC to be sure your level is still correct, Roger.
I've got you. And right now, yeah, I'm showing about halfway on the ALC right now.
Roger, Barney, I'll tell you what you could do in the meantime. You could try moving that your voice about maybe 6 inches away from that microphone, 6 inches away, and we're going to do anti-proximity effect and try to get a little less buildup by you working that mic a little bit further away. Roger?
A little less buildup by you working that mic a little bit further away. Roger?
Okay, I put it a little bit further away. Has that done anything for it at all?
Yeah. We rolled off some of the bottom end by working it that way. And so until you can crank in the other EQs, I would run that mic like that, Roger.
Until you can crank in the other EQs, I would run that mic like that, Roger.
Okay, I thank you for your help, and we'll catch you next week. KC9VKV, been a pleasure. 73, KV2KDY. Thank you for your help.
Roger, Barney, 73, sir. This is KC9VKV. The Friday afternoon QSO-VLOG net, we're moving towards 5 o'clock. At 5 o'clock, we turn into a pumpkin. So, we better, if there's somebody else that wants to check out their radios, give me a shout.
We better, if there's somebody else that wants to check out their radios, give me a shout.
And 3 BDI, Bravo, Delta, Indio.
There's a BDI station, station. Come back slowly, phonetically with a call sign.
Station, come back slowly, phonetically with a call sign.
November 3, Bravo, Delta, India. Name is Joe, Juliet, Oscar, Echo, Johnstown, PA. And you're a 5.9 plus, good bit. Very nice audio, very nice signal. I'm running an older Yaesu FD990 with a different microphone I put on. This is an MD1, which should be a pretty good one. How did they get some audio response if at all possible? Over.
Roger that. Now, let's see. You're in 3 land, Roger.
Roger that. Now, let's see. You're in 3 land, Roger.
Yes, November 3, Bravo, Delta, India.
Roger. And you're on a Yaesu 990, that a Roger?
Roger. And you're on a Yaesu 990, that a Roger?
Yaesu 990, 100 watts, Johnstown, PA. Microphone is a Yaesu FD1, set of 2.4 KCs, and I'm going to make a change here 1 second, please. All right, this is 2 KCs. Filter has been put in. I wonder if there's a notable difference. I'm sure that it's narrower, but I just wanted to know if there is a noticeable difference. Over.
Yeah, you want to be in the broadest bandpass as possible. That's 2700 for that radio. Is that a Roger?
2700 for that radio. Is that a Roger?
Yeah, hold on. Bump dial.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, why don't you give me about 10 seconds to tell me about your antenna system, and let me see if I can find a better path for us, Roger.
About your antenna system, and let me see if I can find a better path for us, Roger.
Okay, I don't know if this is... I'm sure there's quite a few with more apparent questions than I have. I've been Been around long enough to pretty well take care of everything.
This is just a different filter setup, and I was wondering if you noticed a difference. Over.
Yeah, you want to be in the widest bandpass possible for that radio. That radio is an earlier generation radio, and it has a limited bandpass. So you want to be in the widest bandpass possible, which I think is 2700. And I would not run that radio in any other mode but the highest mode, which I think is 2.7K. Roger?
Okay, yeah, the filter says 2.4, but I haven't gone too much into it. I've had a radio for a while, but not used it very much. So I was just curious about how the audio is. Over.
Yes, sir. Now, what I would do, I would go to my, since it doesn't have a compressor, a processor, it does have a processor, matter of fact, why don't you go to that processor, and we want just about a third of that compression capability. Just about maybe about 10 o'clock on that compression control. So it'd be processor in and at a 9 o'clock position. Roger?
Just a moment, please. I hate to go, but I've got somewhat of a problem back here. I appreciate it. I'll try to get it on here next time again. We'll possibly discuss this again. But thank you again very much for your time and your effort. Yeah, I'm quite familiar with this. I have got to go. Somewhat of a... I'm familiar with the radio. I have got to go. Somewhat of a semi-situation here. Thank you very much. N3 BDI.
Roger, Joe. I'm sure we can make that radio sound like $1 million. Join me next Friday if you can, and we'll work on it. I'm familiar with that radio, Roger.
Friday if you can, and we'll work on it. I'm familiar with that radio, Roger.
Okay, thank you very much for your time. N3 BDI.
Yes, sir. 73, sir. And I see by the clock on the wall there's a dead fly. We always use that. We got to get out of here. We have enjoyed it since 3:30. And so, gosh, if you participated and would like to hear your audio, if you go to YouTube and do a call letter search for Kilo Charlie 9, Victor Kilo Victor, along with today's date, 11/12/21, that will bring you to this recording. If you just do a call letter search on YouTube for KC9VKV, that will take you to our QSO-VLOG net. And we have at present 1,900 recorded QSO-VLOGs there. Something for everybody to peruse through and say, hey, I like his audio, I don't like that audio, I like my audio more than his audio. So there you go. Let me get out of here. We've enjoyed it 73, and we are now returning this frequency back to normal amateur radio use. This is Kilo Charlie 9, Victor Kilo Victor. Clear?
This is Kilo Charlie 9, Victor Kilo Victor. Clear?
Hey, Jim, before you get out of there, I have a quick question for you. This is W2AL.
Roger, Roger, go.
Roger, Roger, go.
Yeah, okay. I was listening to some of the recordings, and I was a big Art Bell fan, and I was listening to that one particular recording about the drone that he had. At the beginning of that QSO, did you realize that you were talking to Art Bell, or was that after?
Oh, I knew. I'd been listening to him for about 20 minutes, Roger.
Oh, I knew. I'd been listening to him for about 20 minutes, Roger.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was wondering about that. I was a big Art Bell fan. I used to listen to him just about every night when I was working anyway. Okay, very good. I enjoyed listening to that recording you had with Art Bell. It was very interesting. So we'll catch you again, and I'll be looking for the recording tomorrow. KC9VKV, W2AL. Thanks again, Jim.
Roger, Roger, 73, sir. Have a great afternoon, beautiful weekend. And yes, that was one of the highlights of my amateur career was to contact Art Bell and speak for a while. The man, I think, personifies commercial broadcast radio. I mean, he was like a one-man band. He did his own telephone answering. He did his own commercial inserts, I believe. He did it all. I mean, they just did a switch. He did uplink, and I think he had control over the whole thing for 2 or 3 hours. Just amazing man. and we'll miss him. This is KC9VKV, and this is Jim, and we'll be clear.
9VKV, and this is Jim, and we'll be clear.